The things that made El Chapo more notorious than ever are the escapes he did from the maximum security prisons, which resulted into his becoming one of the most wanted men in the world. Recently, El Chapo was found guilty and sentenced to life imprisonment by the United States court with the help of the FBI. Stay with me as we discover how the FBI succeeded in bringing down El Chapo's empire. Among the most powerful drug traffickers in the world between 2009 and 2013, El Chapo is considered to be one of the most powerful due to his cartel leadership's enormous fame and wealth. As part of the operations, large amounts of cocaine, methamphetamine, marijuana, and heroin are produced, smuggled, and distributed in the United States and Europe, the two continents with the highest consumption rates. El Chapo was first arrested in Guatemala and extradited to Mexico, where he's convicted of murder and drug trafficking. He was sentenced to a 20-year imprisonment. Having paid off prison guards, he escaped from the federal maximum security prison in 2001, and again in 2014. He was arrested in Mexico, where he had a combined $8.8 million bounty on his head. Prior to the formal sentencing, he escaped through a tunnel dug into his jail cell by friends. He was captured by Mexican authorities in January 2016 and extradited to the United States a year later. In January 2022, a U.S. appeals court rejected Joaquin El Chapo Guzman's appeal for a new trial and kept him behind bars for the rest of his life. In February 2019, Guzman was found guilty of racketeering, money laundering, and transporting of hundreds of tons of cocaine and other drugs into the United States for over 25 years. He was later given a life sentence plus 30 years and ordered to pay $12.6 billion in forfeiture. Guzman is currently completing his sentence in a Colorado high-security facility. The FBI played a vital role in bringing down El Chapo's empire. A technician named Christian Rodriguez, who claimed to have set up a secure communication system for the cartel and worked for Guzman in 2008 to 2012, took the witness stand in Guzman's U.S. trial. According to him, he handled Guzman's request to install spyware on about 50 special phones that he wanted to track. Guzman had access to users' calls and texts and even the ability to turn on the phone's microphone and record at any time without their knowledge. Thanks to the software. While working for Guzman, Rodriguez started helping the FBI, which gave agents access to the cartel's encrypted phone network. The sketch artists were told not to draw his face during his testimony, accompanied by extra security measures. More than 200 calls from Guzman himself, as well as hundreds more from his agents, lieutenants, and family members were all intercepted by the FBI. However, the FBI didn't make that information public until that trial. FBI agent Stephen Marston testified in court with a number of high-risk operations organized with Rodriguez. The first thing Rodriguez did after being hired as an informant was to get around the phone's secure network he had set up in Guzman's mountain hideout. He fabricated an outage that briefly shut down the network in May 2010. Rodriguez's former boss, Jorge Cifuentes, believed the servers were down because Rodriguez had neglected to renew the lease. The FBI then had the opportunity to listen to the negotiations of Guzman for a 6-ton cocaine deal with members of the FARC guerrilla group. The FBI and Marston had full access to Guzman's network despite the fact that the outage was brief. They then asked Rodriguez to move the servers to the Netherlands from Canada, where encryption laws had squashed the FBI search warrants. It took 18 months to compromise the network and obtain access to the hundreds of calls that served as the foundation of the prosecution's case. Marston had then read for the jury the early 2012 text messages that the FBI had obtained using Guzman's spyware. Jeffrey Lightman, one of Guzman's attorneys, cross-examined Marston regarding his recognition of Guzman's voice on recordings without doubting their accuracy. In some texts, Guzman and his wife, Emma Coronel, can be seen debating the risks of cartel life. When Coronel claimed that law enforcement was monitoring her, Guzman advised her to live a normal life. Coronel assured Guzman in one of the messages that the gun he had given her was still in her possession. Coronel learned that Guzman had escaped through a window following a raid on a home in the Mexican beach resort of Los Cabos that resulted in the capture of several of his associates. When El Chapo was having vacation with his lover in Los Micos, northern Mexico, police stormed the building. He was given another chance by the wiretaps to flee through a tunnel. His luck finally ran out when he was attempting to flee as he came out of a manhole cover. Surveillance ultimately led federal agents to track him down easily. In one of the exchanged messages, Guzman sent a text to Agustina Cabanillas Acosta, his mistress, asking, "How are the sales going?" She responds, "Like busy bees." There was a conversation instructing a cartel member to bribe a commander in the Mexican Federal Police. Guzman asked as well if he got the monthly payment. These confirmed that the cartel is sending the officers bribes on a regular basis. Another presented conversation was the bargaining over prices, where he insisted on dispatching a technician for quality control before making an initial payment of $50,000. This sealed Guzman's fate. With the combined efforts of Rodriguez, Marston, the FBI, and the police, the technology that allowed El Chapo to connect to the internet from his hideout in the Sierra Madre Mountains had been tracked and used as a weapon against him. Now, El Chapo is serving his life sentence and is regarded as one of the most powerful drug traffickers in the world. He was considered the 8th richest criminal in the world, having a net worth of $1 billion. Well, that's a wrap. El Chapo is now spending his life behind bars. And no matter how surprising he may be, let's just hope he doesn't escape ever again. What do you think about El Chapo's life? Let us know your thoughts down below. If you liked the video, please give us a thumbs up and don't forget to hit the notification bell to get updated each time we post a new video. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.